Crim here with another episode of Baldur's Gate. It's been a while since the last episode, and that's mostly because I've been playing several other games and just haven't had time, unfortunately. Like Palworld and Helldiver and all that stuff's coming out, and pretty soon Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out, and I kind of want to have this game done for that because I need the space on the computer, to be quite honest. Now, you might notice something's a little weird with Astarion. I went ahead and changed him up again. He's no longer a bard, and that's mostly because he's replacing Will for the time being, and I need him to be a DPS unit. Will is pretty much my main DPS whenever it comes to like blasting through things. So I made him a Gloomstalker assassin so that hopefully Astarion can actually hit stuff. On top of that, he has this. I forgot I even had this. I got this from the surgeon, I believe. So this thing lets me just paralyze a target whenever I crit hit him. It has to be a humanoid and it's only once per long rest. So this is going to be a clutch thing for taking out bosses, hopefully. Because I'm not playing in the mode where they have legendary resistances or reactions or any of that stuff. So hopefully I can do this on certain NPCs that are really annoying, because the whole assassin thing, let's see if we can find it in here. I don't think it's in that. Here it is. So any successful attack against a prize target is a crit. That's one thing. So there's something else. I can't find it. Anyway, he's basically more inclined to actually do crits. Like we have this that reduces the cost of crits. So hopefully we can actually take advantage of that. And as a ranger, I went ahead and made him the one that has the heavy armor training. I forget the name of that one, but basically so I can have him in heavy armor. I don't really have too many characters that are allowed to use heavy armor, and I have some of the better heavy armor in the game, like this for example. So it's just an excuse to give him a lot of AC. Not as much as some of the other characters, but hopefully he can play out pretty well. So we're in Last Light. The reason why is this guy finally decided to show up, and I wanted to talk to him.
Death was surely a great blow to the cult. Be brief.
Oh, you don't talk to him. You don't talk to him. I talk to him.
Report more activity among the cultists, Mum.
Ah, you.
Hi, how's it going?
How are things? How are things?
Yes, how are things?
Well, I've been through worse. I'll soon be off to Moonrise Towers to look for my friend, Wulbrin. I understand you might be headed in that direction as well.
Nah, I'm leaving. I have reason to believe that the seat of the Absolute is in Moonrise. You understand correctly, but it would be suicide. No. Well, yeah, it would be if you go there. So why don't I go there?
Don't threaten me with a good time. My search for Wulbrin has been one quagmire after another, as you know. Still, a friend is a friend, and Wulbrin won't last long in a place as dreadful as the Towers.
Yeah, so I'm going there. Why don't you let me look for him?
You wouldn't even know what he looks like.
I'm pretty sure I
Then
know what a
again,
deep gnome looks like.
My track record is, well, discouraging.
And it settles. You stay here. I'll search the tower.
That's very decent of you. Very decent of you indeed. But I won't stand idle. I've spotted an alchemist's scales, and had already been cooking up a little something that might help against those cultists. I'll get to work on the brilliant retort. You get to work at the towers. Deal?
Nice. Very nice.
A new type of smoke powder. All the bang and boom of the original, but with an extra surprise. Guaranteed to end any and all arguments or protestations.
I don't work for free. Throw in the plans and we can work it out. I mean, sure.
Don't be ridiculous. If I give you the schematics, how in all of Tyrell am I supposed to make the damn thing? Now, you, off to your... some of us are counting on you.
Okay, that's cool.
Trinkets and doodah.
What now?
I want to buy stuff.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah, I do. I came here looking for a ring for Astarion because I can't find good rings for him. So, advantage on dex... Uh-huh. Circuitry interface. What does that do? You are considered a construct. Your attack rolls have advantage... Oh, wow. It only lasts for 10 turns, but it's a short rest thing. That's actually kind of useful. I don't remember him having that, but that's really useful. Oh, and if you couldn't tell, they changed the shop menu. They changed a lot of the stuff. like a whole lot of the stuff in this game. Like, you can now access the chest without having to go over to the chest. You can see the persuasion bonuses and all that stuff going on here. And it shows me trading, so unfortunately we can't, like, do that. But we can also just see what everyone's inventory is all at once. I'm pretty sure the the level up cheats probably still exists in this. I don't really care too much if it does or doesn't. I don't really use it. So, it's whatever.
Now, if you're done rifling through...
Yep, I'm done rifling through you. Let's go ahead and talk to the little kitty cat. His Majesty.
Begone!
Okay. And unfortunately, Raphael's not here.
Your
Raphael's here now.
More.
You trapped me? I didn't even want to take this one.
Kalimshan rules, dear. The first piece touched is the first piece moved.
That's garbage! No matter where the night goes, I'm gonna lose it!
Then make the sacrifice useful. Guard your Mistra, or come for my Cyric.
Look who made it! For once, I saved your butt out there, didn't I? We're square now, Chief. Say, do you play lance ball by any chance? It's my first time playing.
Oh, wow, I failed. Yeah. Rigged the game using some sleight of hand. I mean, we can try that. We can try that. We failed the insight check, which is annoying. Oops. Would you look at that, Raphael? The weirdest thing. Deal with it.
How's that for Kalimshan rules?
Brava. Lovely work. I see I was right to make you the offer I did. You will consider it, won't you? What a lovely specimen she is. A blushing apple begging to be plucked. She cheated, of course, but that's half her charm.
Yeah, leave her alone, I'm warning you. And what's the other half? Is that why you're here? To play games?
To play the game. The vast lance board of souls. But don't you worry about Moll. It goes without saying she still has the unconditional freedom to choose the only option she has left. Now, let's talk about you. I sense there's something
I haven't had him
you
here
want to ask me.
like this.
I do. I have a proposal for you.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business. Devil. Well, a long time ago, someone carved some runes into my back. I'd rather like to know what they say.
So this scene I actually hadn't gotten before, like with my Dark Urge. Whenever I got that part where he's asking for the runes, that was right before we get into Shar's temple. We met up with Raphael there. I hadn't had this conversation. I don't know if Astarion was in my party at the time, or if I hadn't just progressed his quest line enough to this. Also, this whole interaction with Moll and Raphael, this got skipped for me the first time I came through here with Karlach. So I'm a little surprised it's here now, but my guess is with one of the updates, they like redid the area and it reset some of the encounters. So this is something that got reset. Same with, what's his name in the back? I can't remember his name. But he wasn't there whenever I came before. And in my Dark Urge playthrough, he actually would show up in my camp and request for me to take him with us. So I missed that interaction entirely, but he's still here. So it's nice that it's actually playing out sort of the way I wanted it to. Alright. I haven't actually seen the scars yet.
You haven't told them? And you've kept your clothes on this whole time. How unlike you. Why not let them see? Don't be shy.
God damn it.
Don't worry. I'm motivated to help you. Scars often tell such wonderful stories. I think yours might be truly exquisite. I'll see you soon.
Well, now you know.
Yeah, why didn't you tell me earlier? I could have helped you. Yep. Yeah, okay, we're good for this one. I mean, it's a little petty. You probably won't like it.
Perhaps I should have. I'm not exactly used to asking for help and being met with, well, help. But what's done is done, so how about we stop talking about it and just get on with things? Although I should probably get dressed first.
Probably. Hey, we got inspiration for that, but we did not get approval.
Keep a blade close.
Oh well.
Making me sweat.
Go ahead and save. So yeah, what's his name? Barkus? Yeah, Barkus. So, yeah, Barkus, I didn't actually have him here previously. And what's his name is still missing.
Premium trinkets and doodahs.
Roland? I think his name was Rowan, or Roland. Yeah, he's still missing, but he's not actually missing. Like, eventually he will show up down here, and we have to save him, because he's trying to go to Moonrise as well. But I believe that's after we already rescue the people, so he might just be missing for now. Okay, enough talking about random stuff. So there are a few things that we need to do this episode. The first thing is, I believe we need to go right here and talk to the Raven guy. And we also need to go down and take care of the toll house. And I'm going to go ahead and take care of the spider as well. And that's going to wrap up the episode whenever we do those three things. I do not want Asterion over here, though, because I believe Asterion wants this guy to die for some reason. And I'm just going to let him live. The Raven guy, I'll just go ahead and mention, is sort of like cut content in many ways. So his actual name, from what I've heard, is something that is a little bit of an Easter egg to the 4th edition. It was a random character that was in there that was like an angel or some random thing like that. I don't really understand the tie-in with that. But yeah, so he is named after that guy as an Easter egg, but he's also a worshiper of the Raven Queen. He's a shadow elf from the Shadowfell or whatever. And the Raven Queen apparently was supposed to be this main thing for Act 2, you know, because, you know, we have to go, here's a little spoiler, we have to go into a little bit of the Shadowfell at some point, but when we do, it's only Shar. But in this setting, the Raven Queen is supposed to actually have dominion of the Shadowland, or Shadowfell. So I don't really understand what was going on. They eventually just cut the Raven Queen entirely, and you have fragments of her, like this guy here. So there might be a future DLC at some point where this guy is actually important. Otherwise, I'll just kill him off. I don't really care too much about him. Little Easter egg characters, while they can sometimes be fun, a lot of times they just ruin the narrative for me. Like, Drizzt is a big example of this for the original, like, Baldur's Gate. Drizzt is supposed to be, like, this really cool character and all that, and he can't do wrong and all that stuff. But he's more like a wet noodle whenever you actually deal with him. Like, if you're not the best of the best, then he'll just attack you in some situations. So, I don't know. It's hit or miss for me with a lot of those references. Where is my gold? I need at least 1 gold on me. You have gold? Yeah, you've got gold. So give me gold. Does anyone else have gold? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and split this. And I also don't really consider the Raven Queen to be a canon character anyway. Mostly because a lot of the lore behind the Raven Queen that we have now is shrouded in mystery and keeps on getting remade, and then every new edition there's new versions of her canon self, and it's just weird. And so far the largest canonical sort of character that we have with lore is based on Matt Mercer's Raven Queen from his special realm. And that already has, like, a weird scenario built into it. Like, Matt, great DM, but whenever he was first making the characters and such, he, let's see, can we ambush you? Can we do this? Yeah, we can do this. So whenever he was first making the characters, they were playing Pathfinder originally, and a lot of the characters ended up just being carried over from Pathfinder. So the lore was ended up, like, mixed together. Not really bad, but it's just something to keep in consideration with what was going on with that. Alright, so now I'd like you to run
On the way.
out of there. So yeah, that works pretty well. Alright, and you go ahead and take care of this.
Feel my mistress's wrath.
So, personally speaking, I don't really know much about the Raven Queen, other than what I saw from Critical Role. And I don't know how much of that's true or how much of that is just homebrewed stuff.
I'm heating up. Heading out.
Alright. See, anything of value that I can do to hit you with. I guess I can just start shooting. Just start blasting. Do it again. Such a fun attack phase. I love the fact that you could find 2 of these and actually use them. When I get enchanted versions of those, like I have one that's kind of lackluster, but when I get multiple enchanted ones, it's gonna be really fun.
Move.
Hi there, how's it going? So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do turn undead. I don't think this will do much, but it's worth a shot. Hey, they're all turns. And you immediately exploded. That's cool. Your turn. So hopefully this can do fun stuff to you. It's your turn next, though. I don't know if I can do that much damage in one turn. We can try. Sluggerly? What is that? Cannot make attacks of opportunity against recent target. Okay. That's interesting. We're gonna go ahead and Hunter's Mark you then. Do you still have turns? Yeah, you still have turns. And hopefully we can make an attack opportunity when you run away. Yep. Oh, wow. Now that was a hit.
Have to keep going.
That was a big hit. Did not expect that. Well, anyway. Can you go in there and smack him? Do you have enough range to actually do that? No, don't not have enough range, huh? That's a little annoying. Is there anything I can do for you? I can do this, but that's just gonna take my bonus action and I won't be able to do anything. So I guess end turn.
Gods, it's hot in here.
And go ahead and finish him off. Oh, and the reason why I'm fighting him instead of doing what I was saying last time about potentially recruiting him or whatever is I don't want to have to deal with getting a paladin for that. I prefer clerics to paladins if I have to pick any of them. Okay, so whenever you deal fire damage, gain 2 turns of heat. So that's a thing, I guess. Worthless arrows.
Yoink!
He'd just be a temporary ally. So, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Go ahead and take that. It's a decent weapon, I suppose. Take this, loot the rest. At some point, I'm gonna have to come back through here and just loot everything, but I will mention now, Act 2, of all the acts, Act 2 is the one that I liked the least. And the reason being, it just had so much cut content. Like I mentioned with the Raven Queen thing, that could have been an amazing story if they actually implemented that. But instead, they just chose to let it rot. And that was a lot of the stuff with Act 2, like, back whenever you actually had the option to, I don't even know why I have that, back whenever you had the option to actually be a Sharan cleric or whatever, you'd have special you'd supposedly would have special
good to be
dialogue
alive.
choices over here.
Yeah.
But they cut that, and they cut a bunch of the other stuff for lore reasons, I guess, plot progression. And as a result, it kind of muddied it a little bit, because there's still fragments of the cut content, but it just seems like a lot of the stuff in Act 2 is just not utilized. Like, most of it's just mini encounters here and there, and that's about it. Not the worst thing in the world. It's something to do, and it's fun enough, but Act 2 is definitely the weakest act. What do you require?
I require gold.
What do I get in return?
You can pass, but first you must pay.
Okay, here's the gold.
I require more.
I don't hand my gold out. Give me something in return.
You may pass the river, but first you must pay.
Uh-huh. But I'm here to replace you as the toll collector. How about that? I hope we can pass this. Are you serious, game? Come on. Oh, boy. I will be loading save scumming this if I have to, because I want to do this interaction. There's actually an achievement for this. I already have it, though. But if you can do this interaction without having her use any of the gold or whatever, you get an achievement for doing that.
Replace.
And this is an easy way to do it.
No, I require gold.
Uh-huh. You dare question their decision? Give me some thaumaturgy. Oh, that's another game that's coming out, or is out. Thaumaturge. It looks really interesting, so I'm half tempted to get that.
But I require gold. No, I paid back.
And there she goes. That was easy. We got our 1 inspiration back, too. Anything of value on you? Morningstar. Not the biggest deal in the world. It's just another thing like a Staren's dagger where... Oh, I meant to actually look at that, but whatever. Yeah, taking gold from a cursed gold thing. Probably not the best thing, but whatever. So let's go ahead and read this. Won't really do much for us. And let's go ahead and open
What
this.
do we have here?
Can I exit out of this? Okay, it's gonna force me to do this? Cool. Hey, we succeeded in opening the thing that we already opened, and there's nothing inside. Oh wait, there's 500 in... Yeah, that's an amount. I thought it was just 1 gold on the ground. Sturdy door? Not anymore. Actually, yes, sturdy door still.
I bite.
Wow. Yeah, so that's 1 letdown. Sturdy door is weak to fire, though. Go figure, a wooden door would be weak to fire.
Hey ho.
Anything of value in
Me?
here? I think there's 1 thing in here that's actually worthwhile.
Curious.
Keep shooting it. Really? Come on. Break that in so we can actually see down below. That's a thing. Mostly for a druid, but whatever. Absolute armor. That's cool, I guess. If you care about that sort of thing. Okay, so there's the hidden wall down there. Only 1 person has to go down there, so we're going to do...
Can't see me.
No, not that. That.
Let's
And
get on with
we
it.
will have you just teleport down there if you can. Fortunately, it looks like it's too bright in here. That's annoying.
What a charmer.
So go ahead and disengage.
No time to dally.
And now it's not too. Yep, so that's a use of that. Now that she's down here. There we go.
Something over there.
And we can just open that up and get back out. But there's really nothing in here of value, if I recall. A lot of the stuff here is just lackluster. Like, it's an idea, a set piece, but there's no real, like, reason for it to exist. Like, cool, I got some extra items. Anyway, I'm not gonna waste too much time here. Let's just get out of this area and gets to the... Oh, did I not loot this? Okay. Get out of this area. There's something down here too that we can go into, but it's not worth it. A lot of locked areas in this place that just are not worth it at all. Okay, so where is the other thing? There is a hidden area that is not really hidden. It's right here. So if we come outside, or we can do that, I guess. Shadowheart, go over here. So I am gonna miss not having Will for unlocking doors, because Eldritch Blast is just really good for unlocking doors, considering it is pretty much not negated by any of the obstacles. I believe it's force damage. It's not resisted by anything as far as I remember.
Let's get
Might
this
be
thing
wrong.
open.
Go ahead and try this. Yep. Good job, you failed. Congratulations. Yeah, go ahead and use another kit and hope for the best. I could just break the thing open, but it's a sturdy one, so that's gonna take a minute. One more. Really. The odds of failing such a low thing this many times, ridiculous. That's a 1 in 400 chance right there. Game, you gotta do better than that. Alright, this is the last one you have. There we go. We succeeded on both of them that time. Failed that many times, finally succeeded. And what did we get? Whenever you cast fire damage, or sorry, whenever you take fire damage from another creature, you gain heat for 2 turns. What is heat exactly? Heat. 1 to 4 damage. Uh-huh. But can use heat conversion? What? Okay, so basically it's a way to set ourselves on fire. I know there are some builds that actually take advantage of that, but then, as far as I know, not that good. Because why would you want to set yourself on fire?
Moonlight, guidance, tides. How fascinating.
You can give yourself, like,
Consider me
immunity.
converted, Seluna.
Yeah, you can give yourself immunity to the fire damage or whatever with the potion. In which case, at that point, I guess it's just all
I'd love
benefits.
to, thanks.
But that's just such a niche build
Where to?
at that point. Right, there's one other thing to loot over here, I think. Oh, well, there's actually a few things over here. And there's some chests downstairs I guess I can interact with, and some stuff upstairs. Yep, take all that. Take all that. Nothing of value, huh? Really? Oh yeah, so that reminds me, one of the other things that was cut from the game is crafting. Like, you saw the hammer in there? See, whenever I first was playing this game, I figured that it'd have crafting similar to Divinity
My face
Original Sin's
protects me.
crafting system, where everything ended up having a use. But most stuff in this game does not have a single use. Cool, you can't break the door.
breeds madness.
How about you? Can you break the door, Styrian? Really? Really? Can you backstab the door? Oh boy. What's this do? Haste? Where are you getting haste from? Huh? Target yourself or an ally and become hasted, gain an additional action? That's cool. I don't know where you got that from, but it must be one of the random background perk things that I picked. Now, he is actually going to be a little bit at of a disadvantage in this party because the mace that she has, the Lathander's Blood, is constantly radiating light, and a lot of his stuff requires darkness. Same thing with Shadowheart. But whenever we get out of this area, we won't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, how about we try... I don't know. I don't really have any other options. Fireball. There we go. Fireball did it.
What next?
Is there anything of value in here? Just a chest. A chest that I can't loot? Game? Game? Can you get the pillar out of the way so I can actually unlock the chest?
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, can you unlock the chest?
Unlock. How tempting.
Alright, so now get guidance and hope for the best. I don't know what was in here. I think there's something that's supposed to be in here for... Yeah, so this. This is something that I actually wanted for you.
Waiting.
So
I crave blood.
that's the whole reason why I came over here, actually. The rest of the stuff is mediocre. The XP was fun. But yeah, the Daredevil stuff, not that useful. With this, the Arcane Acuity, she'll get extra attack rolls based on her conditions that she does or whatever. So the fact that she's fighting mostly undead things, Lathander's thing automatically
What's
will
cooking?
apply blindness to everyone around, so that should automatically trigger that. Neutral relationship,
I could go
cool.
for a good meal.
I guess we could talk to him maybe,
Moving in.
and we might be able to progress the relationship a little bit more. I mean, we already found out about the scars, so that was the whole point of me trying to get the cutscene in camp, was so that he would automatically do that for me, but oh well, not a big deal. What is up here? Anything good up here? Or is this just another way in? I don't really come up this way. We might be able to, like, break that down or something.
That might be worth a look.
Yeah, so that's just another way in. And I don't see anything of value up here. Oh, there's a
Open up.
backpack. Come on, what's in the backpack? Oh yeah, definitely give me these. Basically thieves' tools. This person was probably just trying to come in and steal stuff. Oh, that's the basement key, huh? Weird. Anyway, don't see anything on this side. Yeah, nothing on that side. Let's go down to the second level and interact with these cases, and then go down to the first level and interact with some of the chests down there. This is a little something that I found out myself a little bit ago while I was just going around doing things, but apparently Karlach has special dialogue with some of the chests downstairs. I say special because, well, whenever I was originally doing this with my Dark Urge character, he didn't say anything. Of course, Tab is a little bit silent, I guess. Oh, and that's another thing. Apparently, the Dark Urge and Tav were supposed to be two completely different origin characters, which is weird. But they eventually, like, merged them together for reasons. I don't know which reasons, but for reasons. Come on.
Can't I just break it?
Open the door. Oh, yeah, cancel that. My guess is there's a big trap here as soon as I open this. So go ahead and lock the door. Unlock the door, I mean. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Hopefully the trap goes off.
Trust no one.
How about you? Anything on your side? There's probably like a button or something that if I trigger it, it will actually open the thing. There's a note right here. That's probably what it is. The note that's on the wall.
That's
Hey, look.
curious.
Please read. Okay, I'll read it. If you find this safe, I'm inside. Had to shut myself in. Combination to lock is written in big, bold handwriting. Okay.
The heavy door grinds open.
Oh no,
The
you're dead.
combination worked.
You lost your head in death. So weird.
The skeletal remains of the hopeful survivor still waiting to be rescued. Their desperate refuge now their everlasting tomb.
Sure, whatever you say. I guess they died before they ran out of supplies
Phew.
because there's plenty of food and water in there. I mean, honestly, a safe like that, you'd probably run out of oxygen pretty fast. Okay, come on down here. So yeah, it's these crates. I was running through here off camera, just seeing if there was anything to take while trying to figure out how to deal with this. Trying to remember what I was supposed to do, and I found an interaction with this, so I was like, oh, let me go back and load. So yeah, let's go ahead and interact with you.
Cheese from the Dale Lands. My favorite. Silks from Cormier. Empty.
Okay, and last one.
Gems from Thay. Only one left.
Yep. Just a little weird interaction. I don't know if the other characters have anything to say like that, or if it's just Karlach, considering she's like a Baldarian. I figure Will might also have something to say, but Will's not here right now, is he? Okay, so all that's left for this episode, as far as I'm concerned, is dealing with Raven Dude. So we're gonna go back to camp first, and we're going to kick Asterion out of the party. He might have something to say to us first, so let's do that. Reason why is the choice I'm gonna make, Asterion doesn't like it.
Need a word.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Yeah, you don't have anything to say.
Darling, I'm hurt. It sounds...
Okay, Gale, you wanna come with me, I guess?
How can I help?
I guess you can come with me. And let's just take a peek, see?
Not around, so might as well.
Attention.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you actually have things to say, or you glitched out? Sometimes in this chapter he glitches out and he has a marker over his head all the time with no reason.
A blushing Raphael's angling for the girl's soul.
Well, kinda obvious.
She's stubborn, yes. Bold as a lamb cavorting in a lion's den. But as ambitious as she is, Moll's no fool. One way or another, she'll see there's no winning Raphael's game, and she'll walk away.
Yeah, and if she doesn't...
Then Raphael collects another trophy, and Moll sells her independence to the hells. You've seen what happens when a bound soul reaches for freedom. I can't imagine what cruel penance Moll would pay if she were ever to resist that fell bastard.
Yep, okay. Bye. Little interaction with him, I guess. Add a little spice to it. Alright. Oh, so what I was saying, you probably already know about this, but yeah. Now we have this giant thing that we can easily go through. For dealing with inventory situations. Like, they had this for a while, but this was a nice addition. I got so tired of going back and forth between the chests. And what you can do now, you could do it before. You can leave somebody in your camp and have somebody actually at the merchant, and the person in camp, you can constantly have them like putting more stuff in, so you don't have to go back and forth over and over again. So that's a nice little feature.
Thanks.
Oh, another feature that I found out about that someone had mentioned to me is every time I fail the perception check to find the mounds that are buried or whatever, you can just use the shovel and you can still dig up the stuff. And supposedly, if you bring Scratch out, Scratch will point in the direction of where it is. So it makes it a little bit easier to find stuff if you can't actually perceive it. So just something weird, something interesting. But yeah, let's go to, where is it? Not to the last light. The Shadow Battlefield. We're going to have Gale with us in this. Hopefully that will slightly change things. And we need to go over here. So yeah, this area is just super barren for, I guess, the reason I mentioned before. It was a lot of cut content. From
time itself has abandoned this place.
Yep. From what I...
Similar to the astral plane in some ways.
Dude, stop talking.
Wouldn't you say, Lazel?
Hardly. The astral plane is threaded with light and silver, life-giving and wondrous in all directions. Nothing like this dismal abyss.
Anyway, what I was going to say, before Gale decided to start talking over me, was that it would have been interesting if they actually kept the Raven Queen plot in this game, because this place could have probably been way different with the Raven Queen cultists and all that all over the place. Wow, can't speak. So, and supposedly the Ravens or whatever, like these guys and the actual followers of the Raven Queen, this sort of darkness is too corrupt for them.
Wondering about your queen, Vlaakith. What tales of her reaches
And even they start going
terrifying.
crazy.
Would describe her.
Vlaakith is unity. beauty, life and unlife. Eyes like onyx, teeth like daggers. There is none more perfect.
Sounds vile. I assume the meaning of perfect was lost in translation.
Could that get rid of that? I hate the vine
Making
stuff.
me sweat.
Nah, it seems the vines are still there. I don't know how to get rid of it. Well, everyone, try to avoid it, I guess. Or run right through it and immediately have to deal with it. Yep, either or. What's up here? Oh, it's just more of the Duragar and Harpers and such. I guess I'll have to teleport up there. There's a lot of little stuff around the map, but the problem with Act 2, I'm going to keep on harping on it, is that there's a lot of little stuff like that, but none of it actually has any substance.
Ellie May, my light, my hope, my joy.
It just feels like a lot of the area for Act 2 could have been condensed. Because you pretty much only have like 3 major fights, and that's at the very end, so. Okay, so now we have to deal with you, and hope for the best. And the reason I'm not leveling Gale up right now, other than the fact that I'm not going to pretty much use him again, is I want to test to see if the merchant thing is still working, the stealing thing. So Gale's going to be there as a guinea pig to level up.
Where lies your guilt?
The waning moon.
Okay, what's going on here?
You walk in the darkness unafraid. How curious.
I have speak with
A
animals
fair
on.
point. Perhaps this one could assist us. The murdered lie silent. The raven asks, will you be their voice?
Depends. Who murdered the woman?
She is not the victim. Nay, she is the perpetrator. This woman tended a bar where she took her patrons, her friends, into her confidence, promised their secrets were safe with her. Yet she turned their words into knives and stabbed them in the back. They died because of her, and to this day her victims lie unavenged.
You know, her body is pretty well preserved considering it's been, what, 100 years or whatever? Just saying. How much more can she pay?
Death is not the end, merely another beginning. I seek a record of this one's crimes, written in her own hand. Through it, I can summon her spirit and force her to face trial for her crimes.
And why would you do that?
My reasons are of no consequence. Your soul sparks with justice, with fortitude. This is your chance to bring a murderer to justice, to avenge her victims. Will you take it?
As long as I get paid.
The death of heroism is close, I see. Go to the distillery, the one she calls the Waning Moon. Find the ledger.
Yeah, you don't have to be condescending about it. I already have the ledger on me. Can I talk with Bird? Bird, can I talk with Bird? Hey, Bird.
Everyone hates you. Lies. You'll die alone, you know. Pathetic.
Wow. Anything else to say?
Still alive? How disappointing.
Anything else?
Still alive?
Fun Bird.
The air stirs in trepidation. You have the ledger. The Raven always knows.
So yeah, this guy is supposed to be like a warlock in service of the Raven Queen.
To punish a murderer. If that is not enough, leave. I have no time for those
It'd be nice if he was actually a companion in this, but oh well. Missed opportunity.
Her lies, her guilt. Madeline reported her friends to a dark justiciar and fled when they were butchered. Well, she flees no more. I will be the conduit for Madeline's spirit. I will force her to face trial, and you will be the judge. Make her beg. Make her suffer.
Oh, and I do want to mention one last thing about the whole Act 2 thing. I know this is out of place, but it's kind of in part with this. It feels like a lot of the stuff, dialogue-wise, was spot on. Like this, for example. There's a lot of different stuff you can do in this, but there's only like 2 paths that you can go. A lot of variety you can go with this, though. So, like that gold thing that we defeated, the cursed gold, we talked our way through that. I like that. That's one of the really nice features of Act 2. You can talk your way through a lot of stuff. Okay, so let's see what she has to say first.
For a serpent in life is a serpent in death. Witness.
You. He said I was gonna be punished. That you'd be the judge. But I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I said it didn't mean nothing. That Ben and Mark were just drunk and whining. The Dark Justiciar promised she was gonna chat with him. She promised!
Okay. If they're drunk complaining, why do you report it?
The Dark Justiciar said to report everything. Big or small. She ain't the type you say no to. She gave him a dagger each. And told him to press it against their stomachs on the count of 3. To start stabbing. And not stop till she said so. She never said stop. I'd do anything to take it back. Anything.
Okay, so here's an option here. If you side with her, he becomes hostile and will attack you. If you side with him and make her do this, he'll be happy with you and give you a raven that you can only use every now and then. If you side with him and make him keep on doing what's about to happen, he gets mad at you. And no one wins. And there's pretty much no loot from him if you take him out, except for a note that says that he is AWOL, essentially. He's not supposed to be here anymore, and he needs to go back to the Shadowfell, but he wants to stay here to punish random people that don't mean anything to him. Okay, we'll go for this one, though. If it seems like I'm nitpicking, it's because, like, this had such potential. This arc had such potential, and they just left this little fragment in. Yeah, great. One off. You always low roll me, don't you, game? Well, we have inspiration for a reason. I just hope we can get more. Oh, stop breathing into the mic.
Like this?
Yeah, just stay, like, back from the mic. That was horrible voice acting. If you're sorry, do it for Ben and Mark. Oh no, you disapprove. Oh well.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, you've done enough.
It hurts. God.
Yeah, so Asterion actually would disapprove of that. He'd approve of the stabbing, but not of the stopping.
That was genius, my friend. You have broken her in ways I could not have imagined. Though I'd have preferred not bleeding quite so profusely.
Yeah, what can I do? It was fun. That was awful.
I suppose it's on me for not being more specific.
But Madeline suffered. That is all that matters. You have done well. Her pain and anguish were sublime. I will treasure it. Here, for your services, should I find another murderer in need of torment, I shall call upon you.
And you never will.
Farewell.
I say bye, but you'll be dead soon.
Okay, bye, bird. What a silly bird. So, yeah, the thing that we just got, it just lets us summon a raven or whatever. And it does nothing, essentially. It has 1 HP. It will do an attack of opportunity if it can, and its main attack is just blinding someone, so it's kind of lackluster, to be quite honest. But, hey, whatever. Considering this is essentially something that should have been cut from the game, and it still exists, I'll take it. And a while back, I mentioned that there was a special bridge that was missing, and I personally tried getting over here. But over here, you see how there's light there? It's almost like we were supposed to go this direction, and it just so happens that he was right next to it. So I feel like this was supposed to go to some extra area involving the Raven Queen. You see how bright that is over there, though? So there's no telling exactly what that's supposed to be. Like, if we look at it on the map, let's see. Baldur's Gate is this direction. Where we were is over here. I don't know the orientation of the compass, but this could be heading down to the harbor or something like that. I don't remember the name of it. Basically the sticks. There's something that's in this direction. Like, Neverwinter is way north of Baldur's Gate, so it's not going to Neverwinter.
What's cooking?
Anyway, I'd have to look at the actual map of Faerun to look that up. It's not Waterdeep, is it? So let's go ahead and I think we're going to wrap up the episode here. I've mostly been complaining about cut content because of missed opportunities. Hopefully they add this stuff back in some way, like the Raven Queen stuff. That would be cool if it's a DLC thing, if nothing else. Just because, you know, it's connected to the story already. They just have to find a way to incorporate it. I don't know if they'd do that, though, to be quite honest. I don't recall Divinity Original Sins having decent DLC. I recall it just having stuff that was in the game and you had to play through it with the thing. There was no, like, post-credits stuff, extra DLC, like Citadel style from Mass Effect, so I don't know. They added the final epilogue or whatever for this, and I feel like that's more or less the final nail in the coffin for the story for Baldur's Gate 3, and everything else is just polish at this point, like changing the UI and changing how some of the encounter rates work with new legendary modes and everything like that. So it's nice features, nice quality of life features, and more to it, but at this point I feel like they'd be better off just working on like a Baldur's Gate 4. But with the whole Unity stuff and the Unreal stuff going back and forth, they're gonna have to probably swap engines unless they are willing to pay Unity a lot of money. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens. But yeah, this is Crim signing out. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to let me know. And next time, hopefully, we can go ahead and get into the tower, because that's pretty much all that's really left, other than just picking up a few miscellaneous things here or there. So as far as encounters go, we have to save Rowan, so that's one encounter. Raphael has us go and do stuff. We're not going to count that just yet, but there's fish people over here, so that's another encounter. Another encounter is over here with the Githyanki attacking us. Another encounter is down here. There's a cave that has a bunch of bat monsters that we have to fight. Then there's the tree boss here, and there's like various tree monsters all around here. And then there's the shadow cursed corpses that we can interact with to fight them. So pretty much all of it's optional. The only one that I would actually consider decent to do is the tree monster here, and because they're undead, they're pretty easy to manipulate. So I don't know, just a lot of little stuff. I feel like all of that would be one mega episode just to take care of that towards the end of the chapter. And down here, the Raphael thing, there's probably like 4 encounters in there, 4 or 5 encounters in there that actually matter. Most of it can just be skipped. Yeah, most of it can be skipped, if I recall correctly. And that's a turning point as well, because you can get to a certain point, and then you have to do everything else. Otherwise, you get closed off from stuff. So, like, all this stuff going back in other areas, we wouldn't be able to do that anymore. We'd be more or less locked into story-related content. And over here, you can do a special, somewhat special, I guess, encounter past the Githyanki, where you can basically say, screw it all, I'm gonna go to Baldur's Gate anyway, and just abandon everyone. But the devs don't actually have a contingency for that, so what ends up happening, you fall into a pit, and have to fight a bunch of undead stuff. But that pit is the same pit that's over here, so, like, the distance doesn't make any sense. How do you teleport from here to here by going into a pit? It's weird. It's weird. It just feels like Act 2 was a rush job. So, Act 3, though, is amazing. It's easily the best act. So, yeah, this is Crim, like I said, signing out. And, yeah, have a good day.